thank you very much for joining us today on this very, very special presentation of the Sledgehammer Wrestling Show right here on Sledgehammer TV. I am your host, Nick Nightmare, and I am fired up, man. We have been pumping down the Bud Light Platinums all day, and we are in celebratory mode. Today is a very special day. A very, very special day. Today is August the 14th, and not only are we fastly approaching SummerSlam weekend and everything that the WWE is offering to us, today is our 1-year anniversary show on YouTube. It was just 365 very, very short fucking days ago that I uploaded my first video here. I took a look at it just to revisit how far I have come, because that first show is horrendous. I mean, first of all, you don't even see my beautiful face or anything that I have cool to offer you on the screen here. What you hear is my very, very self-conscious self, and you see just an image presented in front of you, as most people start out, and some people still do things that way, but I did not want to be one of those people. I wanted to be here. I wanted to be live. I wanted to be on YouTube with you guys, and it has been a fucking fantastic year. We have got a great, great show planned for you guys today. I've got so many different segments that I've wanted to do, but, you know, life and time get in the way, so we kind of condensed everything down, but we do have some nice little things that I want to get to, and we are going to start with one of those things. And I'm a very big numbers guy. I don't know about you. I love stats. I love numbers. So the YouTube analytics page is a page that I spend almost 99% of my day viewing when I am not doing shows just like this. So I have taken the time to show you guys a few vital statistics for the Sledgehammer Wrestling Show as we take a look by the numbers. Some pretty impressive numbers there for a 1-year span, if you ask me. I don't know about you guys, but I feel like I've done a pretty good job. I've gained momentum. I've had some pretty epic nights. I've had videos go over 2,000 views, and I know that's not a lot in comparison to some of the other channels here, but for a guy who started out with 0 subscribers to end up with 150 plus and have 18,000 plus views, and have all of you guys come to this channel for various reasons, whether you're looking for the news or whether you just like the sound of my voice or you like how I'm here to entertain you guys. And that is pretty much why I'm here. So if I'm doing that and you guys jumped on board, you obviously made this channel. Every single one of you guys is what makes this channel what it is. Because without my fans, just like the WWE, without the fans, who am I talking to? I'm talking to nobody here. But I'm not talking to nobody. I have a great audience. You guys are always very active in the comment section, and I invite you to do so again. Talk about whatever you want, because we are going to do just that on this very special edition. We're not going to cover any news or anything that's going on with SummerSlam or anything like that, because what we are also here to do today, and I was going to hold this off to the end, but I'm fucking excited. So we're going to do it right now. one of the reasons that we are here on this very, very special anniversary episode of the Sledgehammer Wrestling Show is to make a very big announcement, and I want to do just that. Let's get the news out of the way because I can barely contain myself. I want to talk about it, and I want to let you guys in on everything that we are planning this upcoming weekend here in the New York City area, and let's get to that announcement right now. So here you go, everybody. Here is the big news. Okay, that's right. You read the information correctly. I will be in the Barclays Center, and I bought a pretty badass ticket. It seemed like the stars have all aligned in the correct positions for this to just all encompass everything that has been going on with the channel right now. For it to be happening right now, I mean, I started everything during SummerSlam weekend, so the coincidence is not really that great. But to be in a position this year that I was not in for the last few years, to be able to get myself a ticket to NXT TakeOver, happening right down the road from me in Brooklyn, New York, is one of the highlights of my whole entire life. I love NXT so much, and I have been very envious and very jealous of all of those who have been able to attend that show. NXT TakeOver Brooklyn is pretty much NXT's Wrestlemania. For some reason, it is just generally the best NXT show of the year. And aside from that, I am going to be able to be in the crowd and sing along with thousands of people as we cheer on for the glorious Bobby Roode. I can't fucking wait. So, part 2 of that big news is before NXT TakeOver begins, I am going to be posting up somewhere in and around the Barclays Center area. I'm not exactly sure where yet, because I do not want to be set up and in a position to be doing some video and doing some stuff live and then be chased away by security or whatnot. So I have to kind of go early in the day, canvass the area. I will be letting everybody know where I am via Twitter and on our Facebook page. I will be letting you guys know. I will even maybe post a very quick live video from the spot where I'm at on YouTube, as long as the tech works and I'm able to upload on the spot where I am. And I want you guys to come down. If you live in and around the New York City area or are planning to come to NXT TakeOver Brooklyn, I am going to be posted up somewhere in and around the Barclays Center, and I invite you guys to come down. I'm going to have some trivia questions. We're going to do some giveaways. We're going to try to get some really good footage for the network. I want some good wrestling fans there, and my fans are the fucking best wrestling fans that there is. So I encourage you guys, even if you just want to get out of your house for a couple of hours before the show, come on down in and around the area. You never know if we can get a fucking superstar or two, depending on where I end up setting up the station. And there will be a big Sledgehammer Wrestling Show sign. You will not be able to miss me out there as long as I give you guys the coordinates once I set up. And then my mission to you guys, if you choose to accept, is to watch NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 3 live. And if you spot me in the crowd, because I have a pretty prime fucking seat, and I'm almost positive that I am in a position to be on the show throughout the entirety of the show, I'm in a good spot. I don't know where they're going to set up the cameras, but traditionally, if you go by TV tapings, and I'm trying to figure it out logistically, I believe that I am in a prime fucking seat. I am going to be there in my beautiful white Sledgehammer Show t-shirt. I'm going to have the Sledgehammer Wrestling Show sign, and I'm going to be holding that shit up. And if you can screenshot it and get that shit to me on Twitter, on Facebook, however you choose to share multimedia. Instagram, there is the Sledgehammer TV Instagram page if you can get me on there. However you do it, hashtag it, get it on social media, show everybody that we were there live, and I'm going to do my best to be on there 100 times. So help me get the word out. Let's all in force advertise the Sledgehammer Wrestling Show and get more and more people to show up and join the group, because it's been a fucking absolutely great year, and I have you guys to thank for that. It's been one of the most rewarding things I have ever done, and I know, and I'm not trying to downplay it, and this is just me being me, but I know that the numbers to the average person might not be impressive, but it means a lot to me. It means everything to me that we've come so far so quickly, to have gained such traction, and to have had 150 people come on board this show. 150 plus. And by the time this video gets up there, who knows what the number might be. And I can't thank you guys enough. There is really no downplaying it. Think about this. If you put 150 people, could you fit 150 people in your living room right now? That's a lot of fucking people. Sure, it's not 60, 80,000 like some of the big dogs are doing, but, you know, once upon a time, they only had the same amount of number that I have. So, it's been an amazing climb, and I hope to only see it triple and quadruple, and how, what's the biggest word you can do? I don't know. I want to have a billion subscribers, a babillion, trillion, like Dr. Evil would say. This has just been fucking amazing, and you guys made it that way. And I know I've said thank you 6 times, but make this number 7, because thank you guys so much. And another special thing I want to do is I'm going to put together a WrestleMania dream card for you guys. Actually, I already have assembled, obviously, the WrestleMania 34 dream card. Now, obviously, it's a dream card, you guys. So we are not going to operate within the rules that are being set by the WWE right now. I don't care who's on what show and who's not wrestling right now and who's not in the spotlight right now. I don't care. This is what I would like to see. If I was booking WrestleMania 34, this would be the direction in which I would go. We are going to start right at the top of the card, because that's where you should start when you're booking WrestleMania. You should begin with your main event and then book down, all the way down the card, and that's how I'm going to present it for you guys right now. So, here we go with our WrestleMania 34 Dream Card, brought to you by Nick Nightmare and the Sledgehammer Wrestling Show. We are obviously, I mean, I've said this a million times. If you're following the show and you listen to me and you retain the information that I give to you, you are going to already know what my main event of WrestleMania 34 is going to be, and it will be for the World Heavyweight Championship, and it will be AJ Styles versus Shinsuke Nakamura. I don't care how we get there. If somebody has to win the Royal Rumble, if somebody has to win the title beforehand, obviously, to have the title up for grabs, somebody's got to get it. If you give it to AJ, I don't care, and you crown Shinsuke the new champion. If you give it to Shinsuke and have him defeat AJ, or have AJ take it at WrestleMania, I don't care. The end result doesn't matter. The fact is, this will be the greatest match in WrestleMania history. I'm not overselling it. I'm not a fucking wrestling smart mark. They are the two greatest talents ever to grace a wrestling ring. It's just simple as that. Minus Kenny Omega, these are your top 2 guys in the company. So this is your number 1 main event. No stipulations, no added bullshit, just straight up Styles Nakamura for the World Heavyweight Championship. It's going to be fucking amazing if it comes to fruition. I'm hoping that we are on some sort of a path to that. There is a possibility for it to happen in reality. We will just have to wait and see. Match number 2, the co-main event, if you will, would be for the Universal title, and it would be Brock Lesnar versus Samoa Joe. Once again, who's champion in this situation going in doesn't matter, as long as Samoa Joe is the champion, walking out in a submission match to make it different from the AJ Shinsuke match, and because these are two of the greatest wrestlers technically that you can have, they're not just big badass brawlers, so by booking them in the submission match would make it have a more UFC feel to it, and it would be fucking amazing, guaranteed. Guaranteed. Originally I was going to do Angle versus Brock, but I don't think that that's necessary. Brock versus Joe with the title, have Joe beat the Beast, clean for the belt, and then Brock can go off and do his UFC thing with John Jones this summer. It would be the best way to go about it. And this next scenario is definitely a dream. For the Intercontinental Championship, I would have The Miz going one-on-one against a returning Daniel Bryan. Now, he could be returning just for one night only, and then win the championship from The Miz, and then the WWE can put it up in a fucking tournament. I don't care. With the history between these two on SmackDown, there is no reason why this match wouldn't be able to sell. You get The Miz and Daniel Bryan to continue to interact through social media, and you don't have to even have them on the same show. You just have it come to fruition at WrestleMania. It's got enough heat built behind it already. The Miz is still doing Daniel Bryan's moves in the ring. It would be a great way to blow all of that off, and you have Daniel Bryan win the Intercontinental Championship for the second time at WrestleMania in New Orleans, where he was crowned the WWE Champion, and then he gives it up if he has to, or he can continue wrestling depending on what the staff decides he can do. That's what I would do for the Intercontinental Championship at WrestleMania 34. For the United States Championship, I would have Rusev going in a fatal four-way matchup against Sami Zayn, Mike Kanellis, and Baron Corbin. That would be a great fatal four-way. It would be for the United States Championship, and I would definitely have Mike Kanellis come out of this as your new United States champion and continue his feud with Sami Zayn, and that would be fucking fantastic. Rusev would hopefully have gained momentum, having coming in as a United States champion, and you can then insert him back into the main event. People will take him more seriously, and you can have him challenge somebody like Shinsuke or AJ, whoever's the champion, further down the line, and that would be just as entertaining as anything. AJ Styles versus Rusev would be fucking great. Shinsuke Nakamura versus Rusev would be great. It would definitely give Shinsuke some reason to come out of this little shell he's put himself in, this little comfort zone where he's not really going all out, as we know Shinsuke would be. But opponents like Rusev and AJ Styles, this is what Shinsuke needs to bust out. We're not talking about Shinsuke. We're talking about Rusev, and Rusev, like I said, should be definitely moved into the main event picture after WrestleMania. Now, a couple of different rules would apply according to my WrestleMania dream card, and I would have, after WrestleMania, plans in place to move divisions to specific shows. Like, the tag division would go exclusively to SmackDown, and the women's division can go exclusively to Raw. And to do this, you would have to unify the two titles, which is fine. I don't care how much money you spent on all these different belts. There's no reason why you can't unify the titles and make a brand new, beautiful belt, an all-encompassing women's championship that's not brand specific. Have it be black, have it look like a real title belt, and don't associate it with Raw. Just make it be the Women's World Heavyweight Championship. Or you don't want to put heavyweight because the girls will probably be sensitive about that. So you just make it be the Women's World Championship. And that's it. And in order to do this, you would have a match between Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair. Each of them respectively champions on their own show, one-on-one. Done. Whoever wins is your new women's champion. To supplement that, you would have to bring back the Money in the Bank matches for WrestleMania. Scratch the fucking pay-per-view, it's not needed. Bring the match back at WrestleMania to give WrestleMania that big-time feel that it always should have. You want it to really feel like a main event? Have multiple special matches featuring multiple superstars, as many as you can, without overloading the cards with tag team matches and fatal four-ways. And the way you could do that is by having 2 separate Money in the Bank matches for each specific division for the women and the men, respectively. And you start off with a women's number 1 contendership Money in the Bank match: Naomi, Becky, Bayley, Nia Jax, Carmella, and Sasha Banks. If Asuka's called up by the time, I would substitute Asuka somewhere in there, probably for Bayley, just because who knows where the hell she'll be by the time. I have no faith in the WWE to build her back up after they've made her look so terrible over the last 6 months. So you could put Asuka in there depending on where she's at, but Money in the Bank, so by the end of the night you have a number 1 contender and you have your new Women's World Champion. Boom. Fucking done. You do the same thing in the case for the men. You have Big Cass, Ty Dillinger, Sheamus, Cesaro, maybe Kevin Owens, maybe Jeff Hardy. And you have him go off on his singles run. Who wins that? Who cares? You have the Money in the Bank. You have your number 1 contender, and he could choose to face either world champion. That leaves you intrigued. That leaves you a reason to allow people to jump. If you at the last minute decide you wanted, say, Big Cass to be on SmackDown, you could have him go cash in the Money in the Bank on Shinsuke Nakamura and start that fucking storyline there. It's a great way to go. It's a great device to have in your back pocket. Money in the Bank should be taking place at WrestleMania. These are the 2 that I would have put together, and I think it just makes a whole lot more sense to do that. Excuse me while we get a little more drunk. And for some specialty matches... Oh, no, before that, I'm sorry, I almost forgot. The tag team unification match over on the other side. I don't care which brand it goes to, but we unify the tag team division, give them new, beautiful World Heavyweight Tag Team Championship belts that define the company in itself, not just specific to one show, just like I said for the women. And you have the Revival, who would be the champions for Raw, go one-on-one with the Fashion Police, who should be taken more seriously. If you do not think that Tyler Breeze and Fandango could not deliver an absolute 5-star fucking classic with the likes of the Revival, then you do not know Tyler Breeze and Fandango. That's why I get so upset. As much as I'm loving all of the Fashion Police stuff that they're doing on SmackDown, and the fashion peaks, and the intrigue, and the mystery behind it, and the comedy with it, it's been fucking great. But if these guys went out to the ring and fucking destroyed people, and showed how viable they are as wrestlers, it would be way better. It would be infinitely fucking better. And they should be in line for a tag team title run. Have them beat the Usos somewhere along the line before WrestleMania. Have them have an established tag team run so that they come into this match looking like a force to be reckoned with, while they can do all their little funny little skits and side things like Edge and Christian used to do. They used to make themselves look like complete jackasses, but then you go out into the ring and you couldn't beat them because they were the best at tag team wrestling. That's what you do with a team like the Fashion Police. And you put them against a team like the Revival, who they're already familiar with from their days down in NXT. They could put on a hell of a fucking match to crown your new World Heavyweight Champions, which, depending on who has more momentum at the time, I would actually go with the Revival. This way you have a heel team at the top and you have all your babyface teams try to beat the fucking Revival, and that's how you do it. Whether you hate the Revival and you say fuck the Revival, or forever the Revival, it doesn't matter. They are one of the best tag teams in the world, and if you have them at the top of the heap and have the entire tag team division on one show, it will make the show a hell of a lot better than what we've been getting. Now on to the specialty matches that I was talking about earlier. You definitely want to have the United Kingdom Championship defended at WrestleMania. You have Pete Dunne as the champion. You haven't been doing anything with it, but at least the biggest show of the year, you have to have your WWE UK Championship defended, and you could put Pete Dunne against a fucking Bayley wacky wavy man, and I'll watch it. I don't care. It just needs to happen. Pete Dunne versus fucking literally anyone. And then for the Cruiserweight title, you have Neville continue to tear ass until you bring Enzo along, and he could be built up as the first viable contender, somebody who's popular with the crowd. He would probably be able to put on a great match with the King of the Cruiserweights, and you want to crown Enzo the new champ at that moment and give him something finally? Fine. Do that, because that's a whole lot better than what you're doing right now. Send Enzo to 205 Live, establish this feud right now, keep it going up until, and then you conclude it at WrestleMania. And in what would probably be two of my favorite specialty matches of the night. And actually, I originally had, we'll talk about this one first. I have the Shield versus the Club. Straight up, one-on-one, maybe no DQ, maybe false count anywhere, something to make it a little more special. You just have them battle it out, the Shield versus the Club. I initially had the Wyatt family in there, but I took them out. Because, yeah, it would be great to have the three teams vying for who's the toughest stable in the company. But what would be even greater would to see Matt Hardy finally looking to becoming broken versus Bray Wyatt at WrestleMania. And perhaps you start it at the Wyatt compound or the Hardy compound. Film some segments, have it leading into a finale that will happen in the middle of the ring. The entertainment value of the segments that could be filmed alone would be worth the price of the pay-per-view, $9.99, or if you want to still pay real prices, $59.99, whatever the fuck it is nowadays, it would be worth every damn penny. I would give you guys more than $9.99 if you wanted to give me Bray Wyatt versus the broken version of Matt Hardy, or the awoken universe, whatever they're going to go with. It looks like it's about to happen, and if they can culminate it with Matt Hardy versus Bray Wyatt one-on-one, which is another reason why I stuck Jeff Hardy in the Money in the Bank situation. He would sell a Money in the Bank match just by being in it. Even if he ends up winning, it would be fine, and then he can challenge any champion later on. But you have Matt Hardy and his psychoness versus Bray Wyatt and his psychoness, and you have a fucking magic. That is what you call a WrestleMania moment. Every single thing I put on here is what you call a WrestleMania moment. From the returning Daniel Bryan winning the IC title to the what would probably be the best match on the card, being the unification for the tag team titles. You have the unification for the women's title. That's epic. That's huge. This would be the biggest card ever. 2 Money in the Bank matches. You have a couple of, like I said, specialty matches. You have the Shield, newly reformed Shield, going up against the evil Finn Balor versus and the Bullet Club. Look how hyped up I'm getting. I can't even speak. I'm getting all fucking amped up because this card, with the talent they have, this is the kind of shit we should be getting. We shouldn't be getting things like Roman versus Brock or, you know, anything else. Oh my God. I just realized that I left Braun Strowman off this card. You could have him fight anybody, or insert him into any of the matches. I didn't want to try to have too many multi-man matches, but there's nothing you could do because there's so much talent, and you only have 17,000 hours for WrestleMania, because that's what it feels like. But a card like this, you would be fully entertained throughout. You would be so exhausted by the end, though. It would be a very exhausting show. But it's WrestleMania. That's an epic WrestleMania. God knows what we're getting. Noticeably, Randy Orton is off the card. John Cena is not on the card. The New Day did not make it to the card. The Usos also did not make it to the card. That's unfortunate. Maybe you can continue that on. I mean, that just started. How long can that really have legs? Usos versus the New Day. I mean, you could definitely insert the two of them into the tag unification match, but I wouldn't do that. I wanted to see straight up the Revival versus the Fashion Police. I'm telling you, if that ever happens, you're going to thank me, because that is a fucking great idea. It's a great idea, and I'm standing to it. This whole card is a fucking great idea. Just like starting this show was a fucking great idea. It has given me a whole new life. And we are going to trot off into the sunset right now on this episode with a little bit further news. I want to let you guys in on a little something something. And I am currently in the saving portion. I'm trying to get the money together so that I can join my good friends at House of Glory. And I'm looking to attend and learn and grow. And you know, I'm on the dark side of 39. I'm a few weeks away from my 40th birthday, so an in-ring thing is probably not in the cards. But as much as I've always fancied myself a professional wrestler and have had the desire to wrestle in the ring, my attention is going to try to be focused more on being something other than a professional wrestler. And most hopefully I will like to become a manager on the show. I know I have talked about this before, but some of you guys may not have heard me mention it. I'm going to do that. That's part of the reason why you've been seeing some changes. I got the long hair growing out. You know, we're trying things with the facial hair here and there. We're trying to develop the character of Nick Nightmare into a professional wrestling manager. He's in here, bro. He's just waiting to bust out. And as soon as I have the amount of moolah that I need to shell out, I'm going to be a full-on part of this company. And I hope to very, very quickly move through the ranks and become part of the shows. Just like on the 18th, the day before the NXT TakeOver Brooklyn show, I will be at the NYC Arena in Jamaica, New York, meeting the best there is, the best there was, the best there ever will be, Bret the Hitman Hart, at that night's House of Glory show. It's going to be a fucking amazing show. We're going to have Matt Riddle versus Stephan Bonner from the UFC. We are having the return of the Amazing Red as he takes on the House of Glory World Heavyweight Champion Anthony Gangone. It's going to be a fucking amazing night. Every single time I step foot in a House of Glory venue, I have a fucking great night. Hopefully this time I don't get mustard all over myself. I don't think that they have hot dogs at this venue. Last time they had some kind of Jamaican barbecue. That's not really my thing, so I'll probably eat before I go. Hopefully I get nothing on my new fucking shirt like I did last time. If you guys don't know about that, you can go check out the story about it in one of my earlier videos. I talked about it. I think it was the House of Glory, the one after the last show. I don't know. I couldn't remember at the moment right now. But hoping for no wardrobe malfunctions this night, and looking forward to seeing my buddy JD and all the guys down there, and having them all see my face again and get to know me so that they don't forget me. And a special thank you to Matthew Ryan Shapiro, one of their color commentators over there at House of Glory. He gave me the ins and the outs and pretty much the bottom line on it, because I was trying to get in just by talking to people and whatever, but the bottom line is if you want to get in, you got to go to the school. And they'll train you to do what you want to do, and hopefully, if all goes well, by September we will be attending, and I will keep you guys, as always, informed. I'm hoping maybe to even do a little video documentary, like a video log of my journey through and to House of Glory, and see how far this can go and where we end up. And if I ever am able to fulfill my dream of being a part of a pro wrestling organization and being a talent and being part of the show, I have no one to thank but my audience, of course, for bringing me to this point. But to JD and Off the Script and all of that, because, you know, without me finding that channel and me finding him, I had no idea any of these worlds even existed. And, you know, that was naive of me to not go looking into it myself. I had no fucking clue. But I had been living in a cloud of darkness for a very long time until I found Steven Larson and a bunch of the other guys, but most notably, as I've said many times on this channel, JD and Off the Script, who allowed me a way out of the dark, and it put me on a path that I couldn't have even dreamed. We've done so much shit this year. We've gone to Eternal Con, we've met Bubba Ray Dudley, we've met Velvet Sky, we've met Cody Rhodes, Booker T, Jake the Snake Roberts, Brian Knobbs, all of these things that I have done this year would have never happened if I was not motivated and driven by this channel and you guys, to bring you guys the best that I possibly can. And after one whole year, I am fucking proud to say to you guys, we have only just begun. We've just scratched the little bitty surface of where we are going to go. And the sky is the fucking limit. You guys are so awesome. I am awesome. Blue is not only awesome, but he is the world heavyweight champion of microphones. He has been the reigning microphone champion for at least the last month since I adorned him with the belt. And he will continue to be the champ until some other microphone steps up and says that they are the champ. And I do not think that that's going to happen, because I'm the only fucking jerk crazy enough to crown his microphone a world heavyweight champion and actually give him a championship title belt. And that's why you guys watch me, because if I wasn't a crazy bastard, then you have no reason to really watch me. Everything that I say on this channel is 100% honest, 100% true, how I feel. I don't hold anything back. I tell you the way I see it, the way I want to see it, the way I don't want to see it. I am the definitive source for sarcasm and bullshit when you want to talk about professional wrestling. Not bullshit in a bad way, because I don't tell you guys anything that is not true. I bring you the news when the news presents itself to be brought, and lately, the news has been really shit. But hopefully, after this weekend, SummerSlam and NXT, we are going to have a ton of stuff to bring to you guys on this channel. So don't forget, if you are in New York, in and around the New York City area, or most especially if you are going to be at the Barclays Center, take a look around. Check your Twitter, check your Facebook, check my Facebook, see where we are at, and come down and say hello. You never know, I might ask you an NXT-related trivia question, and if you get it right, you may win a Sledgehammer TV t-shirt, or Sledgehammer Wrestling Show t-shirt, or whatever else I might have to give away on this very, very special day when we are down in Brooklyn in NXT. I want to invite each and every one of you down there. Don't forget to fucking come and see me, say hello, and then you can be on this channel with me too, and I will give you guys an absolute 100% shout out, and you will be featured on the show with me. I will have you on this channel, I promise. All you gotta do is find me, check out the set, and then don't forget to keep your eyes peeled during the show so that I know that you guys seen me, so that I can go back and watch it and see myself. And we can blast it all over social media and get everybody's eyes right here on the show that you guys love so much that you subscribe and smashed that like button like I want you to do right now. This show is very special to me, and that's why I'm kind of rambling, and I might have been repetitive, but it's all good. There is nothing bad about this show today. I love my fans so much. Blue loves you guys. We are going to call it on that, because otherwise I'm just going to keep telling you guys how much I love you over and over and over again. And if this is the first time you viewed this show, please do not forget to join this very, very awesome family we have here at Sledgehammer TV that support the Sledgehammer Wrestling Show every single way they can. Hit that subscribe button, smash that thumbs up, and we are out of here. And we will see you next time. Hopefully, we will see you in person in Brooklyn, right here on the Sledgehammer Wrestling Show. Thank you guys for watching. One fucking year. Rock and roll. 10 more years to go. Love you guys.